Hi friends and fellow Earth Angels, it's Gladys, and welcome back to another one of my weekly Sunday card readings. And this spread will start by covering February 21st to the 27th, or whenever you're guided to watch, as I always intend these readings to be timeless. Meaning you can come by my channel at any time, scroll through the videos, and whatever video you're guided to, those are the times that the messages are meant for you. So welcome. We are on the cusp of finishing out February. Mercury is finally going direct, and I want to encourage you this week to assimilate, process. Allow the last 3 weeks, right? The upheaval, the awarenesses. I feel like many of us have had a dose of reality, whatever that is, these last 3 weeks. And I don't mean it in a negative way. I mean, I just keep seeing the imagery of the rose-colored glasses coming off. Where have we been pretending? Where have we been not wanting to look at? Where have we been afraid to explore, right? It's a lot of shadow work and ego and facing that energy, and now as the energy shifts, I feel already much more relief, positive vibrations. I have already so much more clarity, but I'm also wise enough to know that I still need to integrate and process and assimilate all the aha moments, all the experiences I had. So this week I've set up a reading to support you in that energy. We have a full moon coming up at the end of the week. So this is the last week. We're still in the new moon phase. The new moon phase, the 2 weeks of the new moon before the full moon, is a time for setting intentions, your wishes, manifesting. And with Mercury retrograde in the last new moon in Aquarius, it gave us a lot of insight on where we still need to focus our energy. Remember, the spiritual journey and growth is lifelong. There is no end point. There is no completion. There's an aha, there's an awareness, there's a learning of something. And then in that space, you deep dive into something deeper. This is why I always talk about being present, being, instead of being mindful that you're not living your life constricted and full of restriction, which activates the fear vibration, right? I myself have been encouraging clients to practice presence and awareness of how you're feeling in your body. And if you're feeling any constriction or resistance in your body, it's kind of like where your chest is tight or your back is kind of on fire. Maybe your knees are aching. If you can take a deep breath when you notice that, relax, breathe, soften, and open. Earth Angels are really learning how to navigate life with an open, full heart, which requires a deeper level trust of the self. We can't predict what people are going to do and how they're going to do it. Earth Angels, through their challenges may have experienced heartache and betrayal and resentment and unforgiveness. And remember, it's those challenges that have defined you to be the person that you are today: compassionate, empathetic, supportive, loving, forgiving, genuine, authentic, right? So, you're now learning to trust yourself, that if something doesn't feel right? If somebody's bumping up against your vibration and your energy in a way that doesn't feel right, or you're getting inclinations or intuition about, let me take a step back, let me think about this, or let me process this in a different way. Something's not right here. You're getting stronger in being able to pull back and saying, okay, Creator, okay, God, let me know what I need to know about this situation. Show me truth of this situation so that you can go forward and again, trust yourself. Because if not, your inner child will get activated. And speaking of the inner child, we have just dropped into the sun in Pisces. Pisces for me is such a fun energy. It's a playful energy. It's imaginative energy. I just feel like it's the energy of love and playfulness and imagination. So I do have my inner child cards here as well for this week to activate that part as well, so that your inner child can guide you in the awe and wonderment and the magic of life. Again, this is the week of the last week of the new moon, so manifesting and having fun with manifesting is really something that you can counter the challenges and the spiritual work and the growth that you're going through, right? That's how you can kind of transform it. I was telling a group that I was working with the other night that I had just manifested a jacket that I had been pining over for the last few months, and I know it's a material thing, and I wasn't going to spend $150 on this jacket, and of course I got an email that it was on sale for $90, and I was like, all right, universe, let's play with this. Let's have some fun with the material world. I'm like, that jacket is my style. What can we do? And so I logged into my account, and because on the account I'm a Black Book member, I also got an additional 5% off. So I was seeing the price go down. It went from $150 to $90 to $85.50, and I'm like, I'm still not paying $85. And I said to the universe, if this company sends me a coupon for like 20% off or $20 off or something even better, I'll get the jacket. And lo and behold, friends, a couple days after that, I was cleaning out a bunch of like paper mail that had piled up on my end table, and I had found a gift certificate for $75 to this company that I had forgotten about, that I had gotten for Christmas. And so it brought the jacket down to $10. And then when I went to go pay for it, there was an option to pay with PayPal, and I couldn't remember if I had any money in my PayPal account. Wouldn't you know, friends, I had $14 in my PayPal account. And so I basically paid for the jacket with that money that was in the account, and still had $4 left over, which reminded me of the angels. So I basically got this $150 jacket playing with the universe. And the thing is, I think it came so easily because there was no charge to it. It was playful. I wasn't in desperation. I wasn't doing something to get something. It would be a phenomenal addition to my wardrobe that I absolutely love so much. So I'm encouraging you to, as you're assimilating, as your process, let's get playful with the universe. And so anyway, it was delivered Friday. And I put this jacket on, and of course it fit like a glove, and it was so fun. And I remember thinking, so I did have a very difficult Mercury retrograde, and I remember thinking, like, man, this makes life so much fun. And I do have to reiterate, it's really not about the material thing. It was the magic and the fun and the playfulness that I was having with the universe. I was like, I want that jacket. The company knows that I want that jacket, and they want me to have that jacket. So the universe can also contribute to this. So again, that's just kind of like a simple experiment, playful way to activate the magic, right? To counter the spiritual squeeze and the challenges that you could be experiencing. So it kind of goes hand in hand. It doesn't have to be one or the other. This is why it's so important to be present and playful and aware of your own energy and your own vibration. Another affirmation that has come across my way that I want to share with you is, I talk a lot about fear and love. We're either in a fear vibration and we're imprinting those energies on our subconscious, those images, or we're in a place of love and we're imprinting those images on our subconscious. Whatever is imprinted on the subconscious does take form, right? This is kind of part of the whole manifesting thing. And so I've been struggling with, as a quadruple Cancer, I've been struggling with being stuck in the past past experiences, shoulda, coulda, wouldas, mistakes, all those things. And that was kind of my theme of my Mercury retrograde. And I knew it was work that I had to do. I knew it was something I had to deep dive into. And so I was kind of struggling with, I want to get excited about looking forward to the future. I want to get excited because my word this year is passion, right? And I definitely wasn't feeling passionate with that energy being ignited. So I'm like, how can I move in that space? So I came across a book that I've been listening to online. And one of the affirmations it said, when we come across an imprint of fear in our vibration or in our energy field, the affirmation is, I release this burden to the Christ within, and I'm now free. And every time I got nervous about something or worried about something, immediately I would counter it. I would relax, breathe, soften, and open, because I was aware of how I was feeling. And I knew it was something out of my control, or, there's the saying out there, like, why worry? Chances are it's not going to come true anyway, right? Seems so simple. But I felt like the affirmation really kind of hit. So that could be helpful to you out there if you're having challenges and, you're aware of these challenges, and this could be like the next step within action. So, and remember, challenges are an opportunity to grow. Well, mistakes are all about learning. So if you come up against that this week, and, you're kind of struggling with releasing something or letting it go or forgiving it, co-creating with the universe, and again saying, I release this burden to the Christ within, which in that moment you're acknowledging love and that you're not alone and you can work together with the universe. And I now set myself free, or I am now free, whatever feels right for you. So that was an affirmation that I wanted to share with you as well, to be proactive in the cleansing and clearing and shifting of this and these energies that we've been in. All right, so I'm going to start with a guide from the Keepers of the Light Oracle. I'm going to get additional message from the answer is simple. Whatever guide I pull, I'm going to ask what does that guide suggest would be an area of focus or good to focus on this week. And then I'm going to get a message. What does your inner child want you to know? What does your higher self want you to know? And then I'm going to finish it up with a prayer from the Wild Offering. So, seems like a good pairing. Let's begin. Let me open space by inviting in all your guardian angels and guides, the archangels, the ascended masters, the divine mother and father, and all their holy beings of light that would like to assist with this guidance for you today. And I'm going to ask that the messages that come through be for your best and highest good and the best and highest good of all concerned. All right. Keepers of the Light, what guide wants to come in this week? Let's begin. Lady Nada, Heart Awakening. Of course, just talked about this. If you fast forwarded it, I just talked about this in the intro about heart awakening. We're either constricting and resisting life, or we're relaxed, soft, and open to receiving life in full trust that whatever comes our way, that we will be able to communicate, set boundaries, say yes to, say no to. So her message this week is awaken to acceptance and divine love. Give and receive in balance. Oh my gosh, she is beautiful. Oh man, she's got like those roses that I love all around her. Lady Nada is also connected to the divine feminine essence. So I'm feeling like some of you need to be reminded how important receiving is. I know I've talked quite often in the past about overgiving, oversharing, overdoing can be a characteristic, I guess, or a quality of an earth angel because of like we're not feeling the flow of love, so we give to others what we need ourselves. And so what happens is sometimes we can fall into the trap that we expect to receive back from those we give to. And 98% of the time, it doesn't necessarily work that way when you're evolving, right? So many earth angels are working through manifesting and creating and attracting mutually supportive people in your life, right? Which means the ones that are not are going to surface louder. And the divine feminine energy is all about receiving, right? So, when I do these readings, I'm in my feminine essence of receiving. My intuition is heightened, right? I'm working on drawing in the energy or the wisdom that can help the most amount of people for however these videos are posted. So, opening up the back door to receive. If you're saying to the universe, you've got your hand on the back door and you're saying, nope, I got it. I can handle it. I can do it. I don't need any help. I can do it all on my own. It really comes from like a lack of trust, right? A lack of trust that anybody can do it better than you, right? And this is all ego stuff that can come up, right? But this is the divine experiences through challenges, through adversity. We get to dive into faith and trust in the universe on deeper levels. We learn to surrender, right? And that's where the affirmation that I spoke about in the beginning is. When we come up against resistance, something that seems beyond the human experience that we can't problem solve our way out of, or we notice or realize like, oh my goodness, I'm stuck in this cycle. Here it is again. This is way beyond what I even know. In that moment that you open to receive guidance, you become teachable. You connect with the divine saying, I know you're here with me and I'm opening to receiving and I trust in you. That's how faith strengthens, right? Through surrender. So that affirmation, I release this burden to the Christ within and I now set myself free. Or I am now free. However feels right to you. I myself is still going back and forth with that. That's why I'm back and forth with you. So however you feel like that feels right to you. And sometimes, when you're going through stuff, you got to say it over and over and over again until you believe it, right? Things happen and things manifest and things come in because there's a belief in our physical being that we're worthy and deserving of it, right? When we activate the feminine essence within, it activates our inner radiance, our inner beauty, our inner gifts. It's like Miracle Grow for all the stuff that's inside of us, and our heart awakens even more. So earth angels are on this planet to reintegrate the energy of true love back on this planet. And it's not about what we're doing for everybody else. It's how we're transforming our own vibration. Remember, like attracts like. And when you feel good, the people around you feel good. And when they feel good, the people around them feel good. And when they feel good, the people around them feel good, and so on and so forth. And that's how we activate the heart center and the love on the planet, right? Is our own inner work. And then we naturally attract others who are open to receiving the information and the wisdom that we have awakened to, right? Because now you're attracting other people who are teachable and who are open and who want to learn. So this is the waves that are happening. I keep seeing a chessboard, like a chessboard, and the pieces being moved. And it's kind of like the game of life here. And the game can be really fun, or if there is a lack of confidence in yourself, you can feel like you're under the spotlight and there's fear in that sense. So I feel like the universe, well, through this channel and the wisdom that I share with you and the stuff that you align with, the universe is assisting you in getting really good at playing the game of life. And if you ever play chess, it can be really fun to strategize. It can be really fun to play and, attract other people in that same intellect or with the same interest. So this is what we're moving to in vibration. So a way to keep the heart open. Notice, are you constricting and resisting, or are you feeling in your body an openness? And in that openness of expansion, for me, it's like, bring it on, universe. I'm ready. I can handle it. I trust myself. Bring it on. So sometimes I'm like, don't say that too often because, I had a tough Mercury retrograde. And so I had to remind myself through it that I'm learning and I'm evolving and I'm going to help people with this. And I release this burden to the Christ within and show me the truth of this situation. And it did require silence. It required me laying on the floor, staring at the ceiling. It required me to do nothing about it, but be receptive to the guidance and wisdom that I was getting. So that may be some of you this week if you're coming out of a challenging couple weeks. Again, as I mentioned in the beginning, it's time to assimilate that energy. Show me truth. Show me what I need to know about this. So what does Lady Nada want you to focus and look at this week? So this is Answer a Simple deck. It's kind of like a shadow. It's kind of like a dark and light, like ego and love deck. So there's it's like the duality here. And she mentioned balance. So of course this is a perfect deck. So what does she feel like? Or what would be, what does Lady Nada feel that you should focus on this week? Most important thing you should put your energy into. Oh, connect with your soul family. Here we are. We have more divine feminine energy. So whether you are a masculine dominant person watching this or a feminine dominant person watching this, you're being asked to connect with your inner creativity, your inner gifts, your inner wisdom, and in turn you connect with your soul family. So what I have seen on my journey, so I've been actively working with clients for over 13 years now. And what I have noticed repetitively is that this is a lifetime to break and release from soul ties, soul clusters, karmic relationships. It's no coincidence that, the twin flame stuff and the soulmate stuff and the love stuff, all the readings on these YouTube channels are rampant with millions of people following. There is this awakening of shifting. And, if you believe in past lives, I don't know if, some of you know this, but I trained with Brian Weiss at Omega Institute in New York. I think maybe 2016 or 17, and it was like a 5-day training. And he talked a lot about we come back with the same energy, soul family, soul clusters. And unfortunately, especially with the divine feminine energy becoming more active, we are breaking away from those paradigms, those energies that oppressed and suppressed the feminine wisdom, the feminine insight, right? So unfortunately, a lot of healers, intuitives, medicine men and women, a lot, or who are people who are medicine women in other lifetimes. Maybe they had apothecaries. It's really based on what you're drawn to. If you're drawn to herbals, or you're drawn to energy work, or you're drawn to prophecy, or you're drawn to, spiritual wisdom. A lot of that from, I think 15, 16, 1700s and all the way forward, that stuff became very taboo, where people were burned at the stake. They were banished, they were banned, they were beheaded, beheaded, they were drowned, they were stoned. I mean, I know it's kind of gruesome, but you have to understand that, this is where the power loss of the earth angels have come from, right? Persecution of activating these inner gifts. This is why the dark force on the planet, or the evil consciousness, has wanted to suppress that for so long. So we're seeing masculine and feminine energies awakening to this power. I cannot say enough. I've always been attracted to the thinking masculine. Nothing is more alluring than the masculine's thinking mind. But on the same token, there's nothing more beautiful than the essence of the goddess, the love and the wisdom that flows through the feminine, right? So we're integrating these parts within us and now attracting new soul families, new vibrations that are a match to that. I think last week was the week I talked to how we're on a journey to wholeness, we're on a journey to balance, give and receive in balance, right? Meaning balance our own masculine and feminine energy. So many of you may be on the cusp of waiting for something, hoping, dreaming, right? And there's been a lot of adversities. There's been a lot of breakdown of the ego and the self, waiting for these things, hoping for these things, dreaming for these things. And I feel like Creator, especially Lady Nada and the Divine Feminine energy right now, is saying, hold to your vision. Don't give up now. Yes, you can have it all. But I mean that in a place of not like a material possession, it's not necessarily the things. It's like feeling love, feeling peace, feeling alive, feeling centered, feeling whole, feeling balanced, feeling excited about life, right? When you're in that space and you're making money from that space and you're connecting with soul families from that space, the energy in life just becomes so much more simpler, right? So much more ease and joy, and that's what we're moving through. I'm not saying that life is easy, but we have more and more of a stretch of time in that healthy, beautiful space. So maybe this week, connecting with your soul family. I've been quarantined here in Rhode Island, so I haven't really gone out much. And Friday, I had a massage, and it was a sound healing, energy therapy, Swedish massage, and it was out of this world. It was phenomenal. I haven't really been touched like that in almost a year. Like, I haven't had services, or I haven't had that connection. And so maybe you're being encouraged to get some energy work, or, connect with a spiritual group, or maybe it's a sound healing or something. Maybe if you're still online, there's plenty of people that are still online doing things. Maybe reconnecting with that essence if you've been quarantining, if you've been by or with yourself. So the place that I go to, if you're local in Rhode Island, I went to Healing in Harmony. It's right near Chepachet off of 44. And so I went there, and it was a harmonic healing massage with Carrie. Oh my gosh, friends. It was just amazing. But I walked in, and I usually see another massage therapist there. She didn't offer this type of service. So I saw a different therapist, and I walked in and I felt like, I'm home, the divine feminine, the goddess. This is exactly what I need. So sometimes we don't know. And when I left there, I was like, that was everything I didn't know I needed. It was really my Valentine gift to myself. And I was grateful that I had the guidance to see it and book the appointment. So here's another sign for you this week. If you need some like love or connection or some playfulness, right? This is that fun energy of the Pisces energy that we just dropped into. All right, so let me see. What does your inner child want you to know this week? What does your inner child need this week? I like that. What's your inner child need this week? So yes, manifesting. This is a great week to do it. Think about your dreams coming true. So, maybe your dreams have been dormant. Maybe you've been, in that space like, I'm just tired. And, maybe you're seeing those things drifted. Now, I have to say, my challenge that I had during Mercury retrograde, the difficulty I had, actually helped me remember what my dreams were. I was starting to become a little bit complacent. I was starting to get into that place of satisfaction, but I wasn't really putting energy towards something. And then I was, presented with information that just kind of like fueled that, the hopes and the dreams and the desires and all over again, which again, I told you my word was passion this year. So, I'm certain that they're going to be more experienced like that. And I have this new revival of an abundance of energy to go after those dreams, but with co-creating with the universe. I'm open to receiving. I'm receptive. Show me, bring it to me. Just like kind of like that jacket. I was patient enough to know that it was going to be mine, and I had no neutral charge. I didn't desperately want it, and if I didn't get it, I was going to be okay with that. So it was like a neutral energy that I could play with, and literally I manifested in I don't know. When I really set the intention, it was like a few weeks. So it didn't really take that long. So think about your dreams coming true. What are your dreams? Is it family? Is it home? Is it passionate in a career? Is it abundance? Is it fulfillment? Is it satisfaction? Is it passion? Is it peace? Is it, the fullness of life? Sometimes it may not be a material thing. Sometimes if you start with the feeling, show me this or something even better, that can activate your vibration in your dreams. So the other card that came up was quiet time, of course, right? Be still, my heart. Those are the words I see. Be still, my heart. So some of you may have strayed away from those hopes, those desires, those wishes, those intentions. Some of you may have, gotten a little lost about enjoying the playfulness part of life, the creating and the manifesting, the magic that life can be, right? We have to be very mindful of influence, right? Inspiration over influence. Remember, we have a very intense fear mongrel on this planet. It's like a fear beast. And unfortunately, if we're not mindful or aware, if we're unconscious about it, that fear program gets imprinted on the subconscious, and we unfortunately keep creating more of the same until we awaken to, I'm sick of this. Why does this keep happening? I'm over this, right? And in that, I always suggest getting some type of support, some type of guidance in some way to assist you through the dark, right? And so in order to visualize, in order to imprint those images on the subconscious, there needs to be quiet time. There needs to be some space to activate. Some of you may be working with your third chakra, maybe the third eye, doing a third eye meditation, third eye chakra, maybe balancing of your chakras might be helpful. Activating your crown, right? Your crown is where you're receiving. Ideally, energy flows, right? Your crown, your third eye, your throat down into your heart. And as an energy worker, that energy then goes from your heart down your arms, into your hands, into whomever you're working on or working with. So, and then, I've mentioned in a few videos, then you ground that energy by sending it down the masculine chakras through your solar plexus, your sacral chakra, and your root, down through your feet chakras, down into the core of Mother Earth, where you're grounded and anchored at your diamond or crystal at the center of the earth. So that's a beautiful imagery or meditation to connect with heaven and earth. And then from that place, being able to go into that quiet space. And how do you want to feel, right? So, if there's something that you're wanting and it hasn't come into your life yet, right? Ask yourself, well, what is my role in this? And what do I need to know? And is there a thought pattern? Is there a memory? Is there a block somewhere in my lineage that is that I'm unaware of? And then in quiet time, in quiet space, and this is nothingness, right? This is no music. This is laying down, staring at the ceiling, sitting in your car, go standing outside, listening to the birds, just quiet. In nature, that's always great too. And then asking, right? This is where your heart opens. This is where you ask the divine to receive guidance. So if you are somebody who has a lot of noise and are really confused right now, your inner child is reminding you that quiet time and rest can be pivotal. Pivotal, is that the word? Can be instrumental in boosting your energy vibration so that you feel energetically abundant. I've been working with a lot of clients in the last week or so, and lots of people all at once have been doing groups and online, and they've been intense sessions, and I've been very mindful of my own energy. And, I notice that when I get excited and I feel passionate and I allow myself to receive the blessings and the gifts of the energy that flows through me, it gives me a boost. When I start to resist it, like, oh my God, I'm getting overwhelmed and I've got a busy schedule and I'm getting nervous, instantly I resist and constrict, right? The second I do that, I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. I release this burden to the Christ within, and I now set myself free. And then I shift over to the excitement and the awe and wonder of the work that I get to do with my life. So, it's a constant awareness of the space that we're in. So let me see, what does your higher self want you to know this week? Whoa, wow. Okay, so that fell on the floor. Give me 1 second. All right. So the card that came out, hold on, let me roll myself back in here. Gratitude. So if you're like, well, how do I do this? How do I get to that space? So the message says, I am thankful for this life and the opportunities that it presents. A lot of beautiful green energy here, right? Green and pink can represent the heart chakra. So it's no coincidence that we're in this space of, I opened with pause and allowing the energies to assimilate and rest and recharge. You've just been spit out of like the rose-colored glasses have been taking off, and you're seeing all the things and learning all the things. So an easy way to bring yourself back to that space is gratitude. Sometimes I just sit here in my home, and I'm just so grateful for a warm home. I'm so grateful for a warm bed. I'm so grateful for peace and quiet. I'm so grateful for companionship and friendship and love and soft things and delicious food. And so you see how that energy can just escalate. But I hope you could feel like when I say those things, it's in my physical body, it's in my vibration of my physical being, as opposed to in my mental mind what I think I should be grateful for, right? And I can tell you I'm grateful for those things because I experience it. I treasure it. I savor it when I'm in it, right? I look at my dog and I look into his eyes and I see God in his face, and God, he's such a beautiful dog. And, I just see the love that comes back, and it's special. Or, I'll go outside and gosh, it's been snowing here, I think, for 3 weeks here in Rhode Island and all over the coast, New York and Chicago, and, all my friends that are all over up and down the East Coast and, central, the central part of the country. And I stand outside and I just look at my beautiful trees in the backyard, and the snow, it's just a blanket of beauty, and it's mana for the earth, and it's going to feed the flowers and the animals that will be born. And it's just this reverence for this planet. Now, don't get me wrong. I mean, there's a lot of fear. There's a lot of troubles. There's a lot of people going through some really hard things. And so Earth Angels, your activation of this gratitude and this appreciation, connecting with your soul family, sending love to people, right? Let's say, we're stepping out of the fix, the save, the change, and make better. But what can you do for people? You can pray for them. You can believe in them. You can send them an abundance of love from your heart center. Imagine these people in your life that are struggling and challenging and confused and scared. Pray to God to strengthen their faith. Pray to God for a miracle. This is how you can help people. As you fill up in love, you then share that overflow. So this is what you can quote unquote do for others. Believe in them. See in them what they don't see in themselves. See the magic of life working through them. And that's how you get beautiful karma, right? That's how you get beautiful karma in the bank. And you're not doing it to get something. You're doing it because you're genuinely called to be of service. And you're a witness to the divine miracles on the planet. You're a witness to love, or you're a witness to where love is needed in this planet. And through your beautiful energy, you don't have to do anything but send that gratitude, send that love, send that belief. When you got two people believing, when you got somebody who believes in you, it's like Miracle Grow for somebody's inner seeds and in their inner magic. And we're in this space where we really need to be connected to each other. We need to believe in each other, and it really comes from that heart opening, right? It's not what you do for me and I do for you, and I'm gonna get this back if I give you that. That energy just is old, and it's an entrapment. As we move into the age of Aquarius and the energy of freedom, this is the pathway, my friends. I mean, I think it was the entire year last year. The messages for the entire year last year. All right, let me finish here. Last message. What is the prayer? What is the overall prayer that can carry you this week? Let me see. Overall prayer. The most important prayer that you need to hear, see, feel, and know this week. So, I always, when I use this card, I like to bring up Ganesha, the remover of obstacles. So I'm also going to send him ahead, if you're open to receiving that, to you, to show you truth, to clear the way for you. Ganesha is amazing. I'll tell you, anything that's not a vibrational match, if you call on Ganesha, he will... It's almost like the elephant will come in and literally boot it out. So again, when you're ready to really see, or you're ready to really learn, or you're ready to be open to see truth, call on Ganesha, because he will come in and he will either knock it out, or he will knock it like awareness within us. All right, so let's see here. Courage. Oh, I love it. Divine courage. Remember, courage is fear, but moving through it anyway. So, divine courage. Oh, I should have just read it. Divine courage is not the absence of fear, but a nudge that says, keep going. Do it. Don't worry. All will be well. You have to get quiet enough. Here it is. Quiet, quiet. Are you sick of me saying this? It just means that we need reminders, right? Get quiet enough to hear it. And the prayer is, Dear Divine, may I feel your courage and your will. So remember, God is the will. The Son, the Father is the will, the Son is the love, and the Holy Spirit is the wisdom, right? So if you're a visual person, imagining that blue flame, right? The pink flame is the energy of love, and the yellow flame is the energy of wisdom. So imagining that blue flame, it's actually this color right here. That would be the color that I would think is the power. Candle, when I light my threefold flame. The will is the action. I see it. I'm aware of it. Now what do I do with it, and how do I change it? So again, we're in a 5-year. So praying for the Father, the will to ignite action within you, change within you, to go forward courageously. I'm afraid, but I'm going to do it anyway. I'll never forget when I went skydiving a few years ago. It was in Arizona. It was right outside of Sedona, and it was like mountains and deserts for like as far as the eye could see. We were up at 14,000 feet. And I remembered I was so excited to go, but I was also sick to my stomach and scared to death. And I remember thinking, because I've wanted to do it, gosh, since I was 16. And I remember in that moment what courage felt like. I was so scared. I thought I was going to be sick. But then something shifted in me, and I actually felt the courage to drag myself over with the guy that was strapped to my back to the window, to the door. And I remember in that moment feeling the shift of fear to courage, like, let's do this. And I remember that moment of excitement that came in, and he pushed us out. So we must have felt it. I have no idea. I was so fast. But I remember falling out of the sky thinking it was the most amazing experience of my entire life. And it was that energy, it was that will to I mean that's, falling out of the sky is not for everybody. But, it's almost like something that I needed personally. I've always been a little bit of an adventurer and a daredevil, but I'm not telling everybody to go jump out of the sky to to learn courage. But for me, it was something that was like life-changing. And I remember when the chute opened and we were kind of just falling from the sky, we were above the mountains at this point, and the birds were flying below us, which was it's just such an impeccable experience. And I remember floating down, and I can tell you, friends, it was the greatest peace that I ever felt in my whole life. And it was just like conquering this fear. And that's really what my life has been after that, is being so afraid to do something, so afraid of whether it's being alone or leaving unhealthy situations or, working towards something that I'm not confident in or making mistakes. And I always wait until I feel that courage, that bubbly in my stomach, that is the will to say, keep going. So I encourage you to work with that energy this week. It was really beautiful. I love we're seeing the greens here, the blues here, throat chakra, maybe we've got heart chakra, crown chakra. So working with your upper chakras this week. So definitely want to ground, but the heart is a masculine and feminine vibration. The throat, the third eye, and the crown is feminine, and the root, the sacral, and the solar plexus is considered masculine energies. So this week, maybe grounding and then really connecting with divine, receiving that insight, receiving that guidance, receiving that wisdom. All right. So let me close space. Let me thank all your guardian angels and guides, the archangels, the ascended masters, the divine mother and father, and all their holy beings of light that assisted with this guidance for you today. And I'm going to ask that any healing that was started today continue for as long as it needs to be done. All right, friends. So I do want to let you know that one of the things that I've been doing quite a bit lately is Zoom group readings. So I know it's kind of a weird space here in New England. Things are still, obviously we're still hibernating here and it's still cold. But if you are interested in maybe getting a few friends together, maybe 3, 5, 8 friends together, and you want to do a group reading, that is available. You can send me an email. My email address is in the the description box below. And let me know if that's something that you're interested in. And what you do is I send you my Zoom link, and y'all log in from the comfort of your own home. And, I'll either connect you with your loved ones. I'll let you know what angels are working with you. I'll give you some insight into what's going on into your life. So, my regular private sessions range between $110 and $130. And for the groups, it would be $50 a person. So, if you have a group of people who are interested in this stuff, hey, let me let me be part of it. So that's available. Obviously, private sessions are still available if you feel like you need a spiritual mentor, spiritual guidance in any way. That is also in the description box below, a link to my online booking system. So thank you, friends, for watching. Thank you for showing up. Thank you so much for your likes, your subscribes, your comments. It really does help me tremendously. I really, really appreciate it. So, and for that, and just for who you are and showing up in this world, I love you. God loves you so much. Trust in the divine, trust your intuition, and I send you love with heavenly hugs. Bye for now.